Just give me a second. Okay, so that should be it. Welcome back to another painting stream by me. Today I'll be painting the rest of the Terminator. And hopefully the technical part will work too here, but that seems like it does. Okay, so let's take a look at the chat. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, like I said, I'll be painting the Terminator today. Or the rest of this Terminator. With my cat on my lap. I hope the lighting is okay like that. I will be changing the camera position just a little. Because I saw yesterday it was the best position one could get. More like that, and I'll go for autofocus now. Hey kitty. Okay, so the focus is on auto. That's good. Okay, let's start. I just painted the edge highlights yesterday, or this one edge highlight of a mix of 50% Wastaka red and the 70605 surface primer by Vallejo. That means today I'll be painting the pure Wastaka red and later on the squeak orange for the top highlights. If you have any questions while I'm painting, just post them in the chat. I think I can answer almost everything. I'll also be talking you through the steps I'll take while painting though. But without further ado, let's paint some Wastaka red. I'm using the size 0 brush again, because that's the brush of my choice. It has a nice tip, and it has a pretty good body for holding the color. So I just smeared some of the Wastaka on my wet palette. Now I'm mixing it with some medium to make it flow better. It also will get some water on it, like that. So the consistency is kind of like milk or pretty liquid yogurt. Okay, the tip is fine, and I'll start painting at the feet. I hope it is okay like that somehow. Maybe the cam should be positioned a little more upwards like that. So the highlight I applied yesterday was about, I think, 1.2 millimeters in thickness. The highlights I'm applying today will get a little, let's say thinner. I'm talking about 1 millimeter now, and the next two highlights will be about half a millimeter, and the last highlight as thin as I can possibly paint. I have no idea how thick that would be. It will also be a little special when coming to the 50-50 Wastaka and Squick Orange highlight. That will be the point where I will start to apply battle damage, because that's the second brightest color I'll be applying. And like that I can paint scratches and stuff and highlight them in the end. So the armor looks a little more realistic. And the autofocus is doing just what I thought it would. Just give me a second to correct this. No one needs to read my books in the background. How can I? Avoid focusing my books. I need some sort of a white texture or something like that. That. Could work. Not exactly what I hoped for. Maybe it gets better now. So please tell me if the music is too loud or if it's too quiet. I still can change it. Meanwhile, I'll be going on painting the legs. For a little more brush control, I'm using the side of my brush, not the tip, to paint those small lines. After this highlight, the whole mini would look quite a little brighter than it did in the beginning, because there are so many highlighted areas. It's one of my my weaknesses. I'm highlighting the hell out of every miniature I have, but it pays out in the end. I mean, they look good. I like their looks. Also, as a tip, if you're edge highlighting like I do, paint the last two highlights not on all the edges, but only on corners, if you know what I mean. Corners and the parts that face the light, so the upper parts and edges, makes it look a little more realistic. Okay, coming to the back of the leg. Don't use too much color on your brush. And again, painting more with the side of the brush than with the tip. You see me licking my brush, I'm not Actually, yeah, okay, I'm maybe I lick it a little, but I'm restoring the tip like that. Or at least that's what I say to myself. And again, here are a lot of small lines to paint. Don't press the brush on the lines, just let the tip glide over those lines. Normally the adherency of your color of the brush and the liquid on the brush should give you some sort of a tippish connection so you can draw lines without getting too big or too fat. Also in this step, it's becoming harder to correct mistakes you're doing or you make. So try to avoid painting with shaking hands. And with that I mean make a lot of contact points to the mini or to the base you're holding. So I'm holding it with 4 fingers here, and normally I'm getting 2 to 3 fingers onto the base to stabilize my painting so I won't shake too much, because everyone's hands are shaking from time to time. Not as hard as yesterday, because today is a training free day, but still a little shaky, like it is normal. And again, we're on the back side of the legs. Don't know if you can see it on the camera here, but when I apply the pure Wattstacker red, it looks pretty bright. This gets better when it dries, so it gets a little darker, a little more natural, so don't be afraid to apply the color. This, of course, does not count if you're applying the Wattstacker all without water or medium, because then it has its maximum capability of pigments. In my case, it has, I think, about half the pigments it should have. So there is a little less color that I actually paint. Okay, so the legs are done. Coming to the armor plating of the lower body. Hello there in the chat. I'm painting a Flesh Terror's Terminator today. Just like yesterday, but today we won't do, or I won't be doing the base. I'll be painting the armor. And I think this mini should be done by today. So the first painted Terminator as support for my Terminator captain. You want so. And still the camera is annoying me. Give me a second, I'll try to give it another some more focus. Okay, I'm on focus 25 now. Hopefully that's better. The belt is painted here, so back side of the belt. And I did it, I painted on the black again. And like yesterday, it's not a problem if you paint on the black. Just get some black over your mistake. So the lower back is done. Coming to the main armor plate. Again, I'm moving while painting, and that means can't see all the stuff I do. It's better like that. Yep. Space here, because my palette is here. I'm not painting there. You have to be pretty careful now. I have too much color on my brush and I'm a lazy ass painter, so I don't want to waste the color on my thumb now. Steff, ich bin für immer an meinen Thermis. Ich hab noch 20 Stück zu machen. Thanks, Torpedo. Wie ist die Musikqualität bzw. Lautstärke und wie sieht es mit dem Kamerafokus aus? Kann man erkennen, was ich mache? Super. Kein Problem. Den Level hier ist ein bisschen lauter jetzt. Again, too much color. Well, that is a damn good question. Actually, in the Assault Squad, I can only play either Lightning Claws or Hammers and Shields. In the normal Terminator squads, I can play the Chain Fist, the normal Power Fist, and yeah, I think the Sergeant is able to get Lightning Claw. And in this case, I play my Relic Terminators with Chain Fists, because they normally rip apart almost every sort of vehicle. And in my Assault Squad, I'm playing 3 Terminators with Shields and Hammers and 2 with Lightning Claws, because that's a shitload of attacks. And being Blood Angel, I get +1 to wound. I can reroll the wound roll, and the Terminators here are getting 1 attack per Lightning Claw. That makes them a real danger. A real threat, sorry. Okay, coming to the top parts now. This part here is, in my opinion, the hardest part to paint, because the edges are not exactly what I would call sharp. So It's a thing of having a steady hand. That's why I'm putting my handle on my desk and connecting as much points of my hands to the handle on the Mini. Okay, so the hardest part is done. And again, for those small edges, I'm using this side of my brush. And another hard part for edge highlighting. That's okay. I'm painting now the parts in between arm and armor. Here I am using my brush's tip because I can't reach it with the side of my brush. And here on the inside, I don't know if you can see it there. The super glue I used yesterday left some white stains. Gonna correct them now. Some dark red. Not that anyone would see them. I know they are there, so I have to do something against it. Hallo Jakob. Kitty, stop it. Na, was geht, Herr Schulz? Ja. Der Kater muss da liegen, das ist warm. Der wohnt da. Was machst du gerade an? Dann bist du noch an deinem UV-Lichtzeilen King. So Jacob here is a painter from Germany, another fellow German painter. He's a commission painter and he's painting beasts men at the moment, and Silent King UV color model. Oh, no. The UV color model is already done. So another Silent King in this case. I'll share a link to his profile later today, or a pic of his stuff where you can click on Instagram. Yeah. So I used to play Blood Angels for the whole of 8th edition because of the +1 to charge, which was nice. But yeah, being able to play real Flesh Tearers now finally in the 9th edition is awesome too, because Gabriel Seth is just a beast on the tabletop. I mean, sure, I'll be missing the +1 to charge, but that's why you can utilize chaplains, I guess. Just spend 15 or 20 points, make him your Master of Sanctity, let him shock down or deep strike down with your Terminators, and then give him the auto prayer. So he gives your Terminators or whatever you're deep striking +2 to charge, and that's actually better than +1. And being a Flesh Tearer, I mean, +1 rend on each 6 while wounding is pretty strong playing against Space Marines or Death Guard or something like that. So yeah, that's why I love my Flesh Tearers in the 9th edition. And yeah, I know the characters, I kinda miss them too, especially Astaroth and the Sanguinor, but it works without them too. It really does, and it saves you a lot of points in the character slots, and you're still damn powerful. Ja, die Chars gehen, also, ich meine, die neuen, besonders der neue Sanguinor ist schon krass. Because the new Sanguinor can deep strike onto the battlefield in turn 1, as far as I can see that. Normally it should be turn 2, because in the core rulebook it says no one can come from reserves before turn 2, but he doesn't come in the movement phase, he comes in the charge phase. And with the charge phase, I mean the enemy charge phase. So when all the charges are done, the Sanguinor can deep strike onto the battlefield. I think in engagement range, or into engagement range of any enemy unit that is within engagement range of one of your Blood Angels units, and that is insane. Instantly giving your Blood Angels +1 attack, and he has, I think, 7 attacks, strength 7. I don't like Death Company, I love Death Company. Yes, I always play at least 1 unit, even if there are only 5, still pretty strong. So when I'm playing 5, it's 4 hammers and 1 chainsaw, so it's 2 wounds as a placeholder, as you can say, or damage absorber, and 4 guys with hammers because it's 4 attacks for each guy when they attack in the first turns, except you have a sanguinary priest who can bring them to Assault Doctrine in turn 1. That means 5 attacks for each Death Company dude with a hammer. What is bonkers? Sorry, I mean, which is bonkers? Well, that's a fluff thing. You can't get preparing a Space Marine to get into a Terminator armor needs time, and you don't have the time to put a Death Company Marine into a Terminator armor while he's trying to kill you because you look like Horus. So that's why you don't get them in Death Company, and you don't get them in Terminator armor. But at least you can put a Death Company captain into a Terminator armor. If you want to. I'd also love to see heavy intercessors in as Death Company, but I mean, it should be kind of the same problem there. Okay, I'm now at the elbow guards, and when they are done, the highlight step with Wastaka is over, and I can start mixing Wastaka with Squick Orange for a sharper highlight and for the battle damage. And the battle damage is gonna be the fun part of painting the mini. Of course, I won't paint all the battle damage at once. The black armor parts get their own battle damage step in the end, when the red is done. Do you guys know Chapter Master Valrak? What Blood Angel's brother? You mean like his physical brother, or because I don't know if he has a physical brother, would be something new. The Blood Angels he kind of despises because they are lying about their nature. Yeah, what I wanted to say about Valrak is he yesterday was talking about making a podcast stream somewhere this week, and he asked if I would be interested to have a little appearance there. And I mean, why not? So far I have time. I'm stuck at home at the moment. Would be fun. Talking about the red superiority. Because we all know red is better than yellow. And it's faster. That would be damn fun, yes. It was just sort of a side note yesterday, and I told him I would have time, so it would be fun. Would be my first time in a podcast. I mean, I did some some video stuff like this on YouTube before and on Instagram, but never really in a big scale. Yeah, I guess I'll be waiting until he writes me some words on Twitter or something like that, and then we should talk about the details of his plans. Okay, so that's done so far. And with the next two colors, oh sorry, it's done so far, I wanted to say, and with the next colors, I'll this mini will start popping. I have no idea how to open any sort of donations. I'm pretty new to YouTube. I think later this day I'll start reading about how to do what on this channel. Now I'm mixing Squig Orange with my pre-existing color here, adding a lot of water, so we got a 50-50 mix again. Just a little more. That looks good. Clean your brush. Apply contrast. And once again, start on the feet. Actually, that's my first placement since Seth, yes. I was, let's say, wrapped up in work after New Year's Eve, so I wasn't able to paint anything. And so, yeah, those Termies are my first minis this year. First of many. I mean, I'm planning to paint some Age of Sigmar stuff too, because I started this hobby almost 20 years ago with Warhammer Fantasy, and now with the possibility of a return of the old world, I kinda slipped back into the lore there, and also with the Sons of Behemoth, I figured, well, this might be a army I want to start, because I can do ice giants. I know you didn't miss anything. I mean, I haven't been that active, actually, and even took a little break from Instagram because of my clicks. Thought I was shadow banned. It's turned out it's more like a algorithm problem. So I restarted my my Instagram today, and I think the Terminator here will be the first mini I'll be publishing this year, with a little video overhauling my my posts so far, making them a little more interesting. Okay, so what I meant with it will pop more with the next color. I hope you can see it like that. The foot is getting way more defined by the edges. Nice, so welcome back to the hobby. Yeah, I started, I think, in 2000. Yeah, in 2000. Then, I mean, I was 11 then, back then. My minis looked horrible. Like, yeah, what do you expect? I took a break too, because of girls. I had other priorities then. But I think 6 or 7 years back, I realized, okay, so my girlfriend is a nerd. Theoretically, I should be able to restart my my 40k or my hobby again, on a bigger scale, and that was when I started painting a little more, besides playing League of Legends. When I quit League of Legends and quit playing computer every day, I really restarted my tabletop hobby 5 years ago. Or actually, it was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago, yes. Stopped smoking and started painting again. So, Keto, my legs hurt. Give me a second. Yeah, I totally feel you, Judge. My first minis look. Oh, I mean, 3 years back, when I started painting flash tears again. They were horrible. They really were. And then yeah, let's say I watched some videos, pretty helpful, especially the ones by Darren Latham, and the one and only Duncan Rhodes, of course. And that helped me a lot. And my painting got way better in a very short amount of time. Yeah, Torpedo. I mean, sure, that would be nice. I'm actually not that sure if anyone would support me. Just me sitting here talking shit and painting. But yeah, why not? On the other hand, I have no idea how I have to act this with this in Switzerland in terms of taxes and stuff. Flash Terrors guy, Dolthar. I mean, I even have a account for Eternal Crusade playing a Flash Terror there. Yeah, Duncan, Master of Tooth and Coats. I mean, this might sound stupid, but the whole Tooth and Coats rule by Duncan really helped my painting, because before that I neither was using a wet palette, nor was I using more coats. I was thought, yeah, why should I paint 2 coats if I can do it in one? And surprise, surprise, doing it in 2 coats makes it look better. So, thank you for that, Mr. Duncan Rhodes, God of Painting. Definitely yes. And it also makes or gives you way more control over the brush, because you won't have those big stains coming from too much color and all like that. And I also found my hate-love relationship to edge highlighting. I love how it looks. I hate painting it. Takes ages. I mean, if I wouldn't be edge highlighting my minis, or all my minis, I probably would have painted all my Flash Terrors by now. All the 1,000 minis I have. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering why there are no sounds of the PlayStation in the background, my girlfriend is at work, actually, today. Normally she's playing Cyberpunk 2077 in the background. And since I'm on the... I have no idea how it's called in English, I think in gallery or something like that. It's a floor without walls, you can say so. Right next to the living room, you mostly can hear the PlayStation in the background, but not today. Cat, what are you doing? Okay, so I made a mistake here. I'll go back to pure Wattstacker and correct it. Just one small drop. Yeah, nice. And smearing Wattstacker all over the mini. Because this is how the idiot does. Yeah, I mean, if you can edge highlight and your hands are steady enough in the end, I mean, that's a thing you can learn actually by setting your hands on the table and on the mini or on the stand you're using or whatever. Then the doors are open to every sort of painting, I guess, because edge highlighting can be one part of yeah, a long journey to awesome paint jobs. Ringa. Goodbye, cat. Okay, so I'm on the second leg now with the mix. Just applying a small line, a thin line, sorry. Yeah, sort of. I think Seth doesn't have a real problem with the whole chapter of the Blood Angels, more with their attitude. Like they see themselves as pure and untainted, or sort of untainted, and they try to preserve this in terms of the Imperium. So they try to hide the flaw, the blood drinking and everything, and the Flesh Tearers are known to be monsters by their deeds, and Seth doesn't try to hide it. All he does is trying to hide the Black Rage, like all the Blood Angels, because that is actually a flaw that should would be a problem in terms of the Inquisition, like we saw in some recent books where Seth killed a Inquisitor. So yeah, he despises the Lion and the other angels, thinking they are better than the Flesh Tearers. But he, I think he loves his chapter, or he loves his mother chapter, and Sanguinius, like all the other Blood Angels do too. He has a deep respect for Dante, for what he has done. But yeah, he also has his problems with what is happening. But in the last books, and with the last books I mean the Devastation of Baal and the Psychic Awakening extended version that I have, and also with the White Dwarf, we see a little more of his character shining through, and he seemed to be pretty concerned about the future of his chapter. He's trying to bring them out of this, the bad light they are in, you know what I mean, by his deeds, and he was searching for some sort of a hero's death for his chapter before they all die, you know, or go extinct. And with the Primaris, this fate is now over, and this chapter will live, I guess. He didn't like that in the beginning. Then he realized Primaris are Blood Angels, or true Blood Angels too, with the flaw and the Black Rage and everything that has to be there. So he accepted the Primaris in the end. It was a great move, in my opinion, and what was exactly what I said for the last 2 years or 3 years about Flesh Tearers. They will take all the Primaris. They will have flawed Primaris. I built my Primaris Death Company minis, I think, 2 years ago already, and I was partying hard when Psychic Awakening came out and brought us Primaris with the Black Rage. Just like I said. There is even not one drop of tea on my desk at the moment, because I heated water and I forgot it. So it's cold again. I'll have to make some tea now. Again. Yeah, Seth did bully them. He also had a, let's say, aggressive negotiation with one of their captains that came fresh to his chapter. And he showed the captain who is the stronger marine there. Well, some people said that was negative and that showed how much he hates them. In my opinion, that was his special way to show them respect. In the end. Ja, sorry. Hol mir ja gleich Tee. Alles gut. Wenn ich was angefangen habe, dann kann ich das nicht einfach unterbrechen für Getränke oder Essen. Lieber verhungern, als die Figur hier nicht fertig zu machen. Just forgot how much I hate this step. Thinnest lines to paint, or almost the thinnest lines to paint. Always takes the longest. As you see, I'm moving my mini from A to B here to reach the right spots to paint, so don't be shy to do that too. And another trick shot in between of the legs. Okay. Some water from a wet palette. Okay, now finally I'm done with the legs. That means I'm painting the belt by now. And after the belt, it's time for the main armor plate. Still painting with the same mix. Like I said, it takes ages. And as you might guess, when I'm done with the mini, you can guess what I painted by looking at my lips or my thumb. Okay, so now the ass plate. Yeah, never go blue. I mean, I painted Ultramarines for Games Workshop when they released the Indemnitas box. It was okay, but also... it was blue, I didn't like it. Just a boring color to paint. Especially with the fact that you don't even have to paint the main color. It's a spray base, so yeah. Boring. Okay, so the groin plate. Just like that. I'm already starting to paint only the upper edges and the corners. So what are you guys painting at the moment, or what are you doing at the moment? Except from listening to me babbling nonsense. Thank you, Redex. Yeah, well, what drove me to the Flash Tears chapter? I started with Blood Angels, I think, in 2010 or something like. Yeah, it should be 2010. It was while I was learning my job, and I liked it. Back then, in I think it was 7th edition or 6th. I'm not sure. I started in 6th edition. In 7th edition, there was this rule with Space Marines getting more attacks when attacking, or everything getting 1 attack plus when attacking. And it was actually when they started their campaigns, and by that there came this lovely book with Kauyon and I don't know what else. Also the Devastation of Baal campaign book, and in this book were Flesh Tears, and it was not only those pure red colored tanks, it was black colored tanks, and I like black, like you might see. And also there was a little red, and they reminded me of the Death Company, so I started reading about the Flesh Tears, and I also liked the Gabriel Seth model back then. Now I hate it. Yeah, well, I wrote the first, I think, 2 books about Gabriel and the Flesh Tears, and they kind of appealed to me, so I started repainting my Blood Angels to Flesh Tears. At first they were pretty brightly redded Flesh Tears, and later on they got a little darker, like they are now. And I just love the color style, I love their story. I really like their icon. So this buzzsaw with the blood drop is just completely on my scale of I like. Ah, Night Lord's paint, okay. Chilling and smoking, okay. Come. Take a seat. Come here. Sit. Fine. And my cat is back. Yeah, Mr. Keto always thinks he's first. And he needs the warmth. His fur is so short and it's so cold outside. Hey. Nicht lecken. And he likes my taste. He's always licking on my arms. Okay, as you might see, I'm now painting the main armor. Or to be more exact, the front part. Because this armor lacks a chest eagle. Or aquila. Okay, now a little trick. Some extra water on my color. Not only some, a lot of extra water on my color. And now I'm painting from back to front to get a small amount of pigments in the back and a bigger amount of pigments in the front of this speaker thing. And when it's dry, it should look like a nice flowing color thing. I don't get the word in English now. In German, it's Farbverlauf. Transition. That should be it. Color transition, yes. Okay, same here. Yeah, blending thing, yeah. And like I said, I'm pretty bad at talking and painting at the same time. And more water. Yeah, the picture of Emmett wearing or wielding the dual chain fists is awesome. And Emmett himself was pretty damn awesome in the Heresy. So, yeah, he definitely is a badass character who got a lot of people inspired for. Ah, no, that's my mini. Get off your paws. Who inspired a lot of people to play Flash Terrors, I guess. Even in the 30k universe there, because you can play Flash Terrors too there. With Blood Angels rules, of course. Yeah, sure. I can even now show you this the Seth model, and I'll be showing you the Terminator Captain model in the end too. Okay. Some more highlights here. Oh, we're slowly getting there. So, just give me a few minutes until this color is done. After that, I'll take the Seth model to the camera, and you can take a look. Almost there. Okay, so the USB plug port thing. And my color needs water again. Okay, coming closer to the hardest part to paint on the model again. At this point, I'll be changing my holder. Like that. I'll be changing it back in a few seconds. And correcting mistakes, like always. Okay, now the hardest part of the model. Again, that's why I changed the handle. I don't want to shake on this part because those edges are not exactly sharp. Well, I'll be doing both. That means I'll be painting them in metallics, like I paint all my my weapons actually. And after that, I'll paint some electric lightning or energy lightning across their blades. And I think I like the metallic parts the most, but I also love a well done blend from black to blue or from metallic to blue or stuff like that. So yeah, it depends. Like I said, I'd be painting metallic claws with lightnings on them for those Terminators here. And I think I'll be doing the same for my Thunderhammers. On the other hand, I even might paint the Thunderhammers black, because that's the normal flesh or blood angels color for Thunderhammers. Okay, so hardest part is done. Can go back to a bigger handle. Depends. I painted some bloodstains on one of my sanguinary priests. Or more like drops from his chainsword, and the chainsword can look cool, doesn't have to look cool. I think on this Terminator I will not paint any blood, but I have this running guy too, and he'll get some, I think. Damn cat hair. And with the running guy, I mean this dude. From the Terminator Heroes. Okay, last parts, and then Seth comes to face the camera. Yeah. But I think the song is not long enough to hold on until I finished it. But I'm hurrying. Damn it. And I'm sorry for having not that much progress here, but I'm a pretty slow painter, so yeah. I think I'll have to refill my wet palette. It's kind of sucking the water out of my color. Guess that's the last part. I even might have a special song for Seth in a second. Okay, so the mix color is applied. Be correcting this little shit here. Just like that. Okay. Okay. There you go. Just give me a second to find the song. Oof. Hey, so are you ready? Seth is coming. Well, if you want so, yes. They don't need the tanks and the Terminators because their jump pack stuff is good enough, but come on, Terminators look great. And that has been my base for, or that has been a RC model base to show cars and stuff. And I just made it a base for my photos. Yeah, that's sharp. Okay, so that's my Gabriel Seth. Badass little guy. And he's always supported by my Captain and Terminator armor because this thing is completely bonkers with the Visage of Death. -1 to hit, -1 on leadership, and denying objective secured. That is awesome. Nope, sorry. Those are not to buy or to sell. Oh, mine. I need them for myself. And now they're taking places with a towel out there. Yeah, my precious. Okay, back to the normal music stuff. Yeah. So you definitely don't need the Terminators or tanks. The jump pack units are more than enough. That's why I refuse to play my Sanguinary Guard at the moment, because they are so damn overpowered. 3 attacks per guard, 2 up armor save, jump packs. They can heroically intervene. That's ridiculous. Also, the ability to reroll everything when you have or when you are within 6 inches of any warlord model, not from your army, but any warlord model from your army, actually, not from your battalion or your contingent. So yeah, they are damn strong at the moment. I do own an Astorath. I also converted him. He's down in my cabinet at the moment, in my basement. Not the biggest beauty you ever will see. Maybe I'll paint him somewhere in the next 1 or 2 months, but his rules are crazy. I love him. Even his specialty, the Massive Doom, is not a once per battle thing anymore. It is each turn. It's just one of his canticles. I like that. Okay, so arrows on black are corrected. I'll be giving the blood drop there a little black color now. And then I'll be mixing the same red mix again. So 50-50 Wasdaka and Squeak Orange. And I'll be applying scratches all over the armor. All the red parts of the armor, of course. There's one thing about Astorath and some of the Blood Angels characters I do not understand, and that's why Flash Terrors can't use them. I mean, come on, Astorath, the guy traveling from chapter to chapter, watching for the Death Company there, or for the floor. Sorry, for the floor. He should be available for all the chapters to play. Or the Sanguiner, he's a figure that comes to everyone in need when he's a Blood Angel. And I mean, Flesh Terrors are Blood Angels too, just with another badge on them. So why don't we get the Sanguiner? I mean, sure, Dante, whatever. Definitely Mother Chapter. Mephiston, definitely Mother Chapter. But come on, Astorath? The Sanguiner? Give us those minis. And give us new minis for them. Okay, so the promised mix again for all the cuts. I remodeled the Terminator captain. It was the original captain of the Terminators from the Heroes 2 series. I don't have him here at the moment. What else did I use? Oh yeah, I used the running guy or his front. I used the back of the Terminator captain of the Hero series, and I think I used the shield arm of this dude, and I did something else with his sword hand. Should be the same Actually, it could be the same sword hand as his hammer hand, just remodeled. That would be pretty cool, Red X. Okay, I mixed the color, and now I start applying scratches. I mean, there are already scratches on the armor. Is it sharp? There are already scratches on the armor there, and here, and some scratches over there. But we want more. So I'm working from the edges, from the corners, long scratches, small scratches, everything I can do here. No, I think that's just... Give me a second, I don't know what it's called. It's from filmmusic.io. That's almost free music. It's called Action Strike. Give me a second. Action Strike by Raphael Crux. And I downloaded it from filmmusic.io. I'm pretty sure there are similarities to Halo Reach and other stuff. I mean, even this song here reminds me on something else, but all artists take their inspiration from somewhere, I guess. I bought the Indomitus box, yes. I even bought it twice. And I... Give me a second. Here. And there are still a lot of Marines to glue in there. And I got the Marine part of the Indomitus box from my local games workshop after I painted the Ultramarines for them. Nice one. Or two in this case. Okay, I'm still painting some scratches here and there. Some are on the pauldrons. Oh, some will be on the pauldrons. Some are on his legs. Some are on the back. Some are on his top. And of course, scratches in the front, because that's what normally faces the enemy, isn't it? Okay, so I think that's good. Maybe one more like this. And one on the foot. Oh, let's make it 2 or 3 actually. Okay, so I need a picture. Okay. So the scratches are painted. Now I'll go and make them appear deeper, and for that I'll be using Chaos Black. Scratch doesn't look that natural at the moment. Okay, Chaos Black. A lot of water. Again, like always. No medium in this case, because I only want to paint some thin lines. Also means I'll be taking my special 10-0 brush. And then I'll start from the outside painting to the inside again. And with that, I'll give the scratches a way deeper and more realistic appearance. When you're painting scratches, I think it's visible like that. The thing of most importance is paint the black above the scratch or the highlighted color, because light always shines from the top to the bottom, and that means in the top there should be black, and in the bottom where the light hits it should be light. Oh, right, sorry, not light. So, did you guys buy the Indomitus box too? Or is it just Torpedo and me Indomitusing here? Yeah, well, the hobby and outstanding people, or people not being touched by the hobby so far, I guess. It's more like when I get asked what I'm doing, I try to describe it like the Settlers or Chest Plus. Chest with more beautiful minis and a bigger board to play. Mostly they get what I'm saying there, but it stays a nerdy hobby, and I guess will always be the nerds for others, so I don't give a damn. Nice at Woodbury. Yeah, I know a lot of people that split the box because they don't need the Necrons, or they just found it too expensive. I found it quite a deal, actually. For so you didn't pay that much for all the stuff that was in there, in my opinion. I completely understand you taking a break from painting yellow. I painted some yellow Marines last year, and it's getting annoying pretty fast, in my opinion. So as far as I can see, the legs are almost done. I think I got all the scratches. To show you what it looks like, kind of like that. Pretty hard to see, I guess. I'll be coming closer to the cam in a few minutes with a better focus. Tyranids are a nice army. There are so many possibilities to paint the carapace armor, and on the tabletop they are a Swiss Army knife, you can say. Not that expensive for what they do. I like playing them, or playing against them in my case. The good thing is, when the scratches are done, there's only pure squeak orange to apply to the mini, and then the red part of the armor is done, and the pure squeak orange part is done pretty fast, from my experience, because I'm only painting the corners. It's too much. Needing a little more black and a little more water. Still have to refill my stupid palette here. Just forgot it and I'm lazy a little. Yeah, I mean, Hive Guards are pretty good. Their weapons are hilariously awesome against vehicles, aren't they? But they are shitty in close combat. What is nice, because they shouldn't be good in all the disciplines on the battlefield, so their price reduction is completely earned. I like it. Sure, why not? Add Imperial Fist, sorry. Okay, now the big scratch on top. Might need a little extra water and a super fine tip. Why am I doing this to myself? That is a pretty awesome idea for carrying an army, really. It's okay. Okay, so the scratches are done, and all I now have to apply is the pure Wastaka red in the corners, like I said, and that's it for the red armor then. And after that red armor part, I'll be ending the stream. How long am I streaming by now? 2 hours and 6 minutes, okay. Yeah, well, after that I'll be ending the stream and grab some food. And I think I'll restart a stream with painting black then. Because I don't have to work today. First, let me refill my wet palette here. Actually, I can even wear my headphone the right way. I'm alone at home. Yeah, I think Blood Angels are one of the strongest, or actually the strongest army at the moment with the troop choices or with the elite choices they have. So, nice pick. Yeah, true story. Space Marines are a easy faction if you're new. But even though they are not that hard to play, they took quite a while to master. If you're not playing only any sort of, or some sort of a internet meta list. So easy to play, a little harder to master. And by now, with all those stratagems instead of core rules for them, I think they're even getting fair again. I now started applying the pure squig orange. Again, thinned with water again. And like I said, I'm painting it into the corners. You'll love it, I promise. And also consider to visit some of the bigger events for 40k, like tournaments or game stays and stuff like that. Meet nice people, defeat them on the battlefield. Or at least try it. And we have one of the best communities, definitely, yes. Not much toxicity. Yeah, now we got it. We have some special snowflakes, like everyone has, but overall, it's a pretty nice community here. And normally the community stays politics free. I think that's nothing that should concern 40k in any form, because it's a hobby and not a job or something like that. Oh yeah, somewhen I think maybe this week, depends on how fast my colleague is. On another channel there should be another battle report be uploaded, where my flesh tearers fight space wolves, like in the Honor's End, and there will be the title too. I know, I don't worry about the Primaris. I mean, they are the idea for new firstborn Marines. They've been introduced pretty poorly, sadly. But come on, they look better. They are bigger, they are as big as a Marine should be, not almost smaller than a normal Guardsman. So, I like them. I really like the looks of Primaris Marines. I always hated Space Marines being so small. That's the reason why all my flesh tearers are actually Marines from the Space Marines Heroes pack, because those are a little bigger than normal Marines. I mean, take a look at this. That's Gabriel Seth, okay? Or that's Gabriel Seth if Gabriel Seth hasn't arms and legs, arms and weapons. And that's my Gabriel Seth from the Space Marine Heroes box. So, hello. That's a big size difference, definitely. Oh, fuck you, Tal. Yeah, the Deathwatch Marines are a little bigger too, because they are newer models. No. The Space Marines grew over the last 10 years in the size. Every batch of Space Marines got a little bigger. when they brought it out. And yeah, I think the last step was so big they couldn't, they were not able to say, hey, that's Space Marines. They had to introduce them as new Marines. So that's where Primaris come from, I think, actually. I don't think they sell the Heroes box, but you can take a look in your in the store. So in the physical store, there they are selling them. Some stores do, at least, or some other hobby shops might have bought them too. They are blind boxes, and you can also buy the whole box set. I think for 50 or 60 bucks, something like that. I bought my Space Marine Heroes box in Japan back in 2018. They came out pretty freshly, and I knew they were coming out in my holidays, so I searched for Games Workshop in Japan, what is not that hard because they have a lot of Games Workshops, and I bought some. I also bought the whole box for of Terminator heroes there. So yeah, I was able to rebuild my Flesh Tearers pretty early on. Japan was absolutely awesome. The food was incredible. The people are so damn nice. I loved it. I loved every second there. And we wanted to go back in 2020 in November, but yeah, well, you know, Nurgle's Plague said no. The new Death Guard box looks pretty good. Looks tasty so far. I don't like Death Guard. All I like about Death Guard is killing them. But the minis look great. They are thematic. They fit to the minis in the Dark Crusade box. Dark Imperium box, sorry. Dark Imperium. And I think some of those minis there are... Oh, wow, I spit on my Marine. Some of those minis there are even the minis that were only available in the Dark Imperium box, aren't they? So yeah, I like it. And you also get Typhus, so that's a big plus. Yeah, COVID is fucking the gaming pretty hard, but here in Switzerland, the restrictions aren't that hard at the moment. It means we are allowed to play actually in our club rooms. That's why I'm able to record the battle reports. Hey, I'm almost done with the legs. Yeah, you can't see what I'm doing here because the cam is watching in the wrong direction again. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, being not able to play the tabletop is a slap into the face. It really is. I'd hate not being able to play. On the other hand, I am a lucky person because my brothers also play Warhammer 40k, and I have a pretty nice apartment where we can play the game if we want to. And my brothers are playing pretty good, so on a competitively level, I mean. That means I can't be stopped. We always play, no matter the odds. We also have enough armies to actually do quarantine reports with, I think, 8 or 9 armies. No, my smallest brother plays Battle Sisters, Atmac, and Necrons. He also started building up some Thousand Suns, and he has Chaos Space Marines, or just normal CSM. And my younger brother, so not the smallest, but just a little younger than me, 2 years, he plays Raven God and Drukhari. Well, and I play Eldar or Craft Worlds, Inari, Flesh Terrors, Necrons. I have some Knights. I have Sisters. I have... Oh, Tau, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, there are possibilities to play different armies. Yeah, sadly, those stores will stay closed for quite a while, I guess. At least until the middle of 2021, after all the vaccination stuff is done. Or a big part of the vaccination stuff, so normality can come back to humanity. And to the hobby, at least. No! Okay, I just made a duty. Painted a little too broad of a stripe. That means I'll have to correct that. Give me some red. Okay. Better. So, where do you guys live? I mean, Woodbury is in Oregon, I guess? Was it? What about you, Torpedo? And Red? Where are you coming from? Ah, Boston, sorry. Was writing with way too many Americans yesterday. Some guys from Georgia, one dude from Florida, and so on. Oh, really? You're from Taiwan? Oh. So what time is it in Taiwan by now? Okay, it's 16 p.m. here in Switzerland. Sorry, 16 is 4 p.m. Ah, and Red comes from Denmark. I would have had a tattoo appointment in Denmark at the 6th of January. But well, again, COVID-19 fucks me up. It would have been my first tattoo, but I guess it has to wait. And yes, I'm still applying orange. That's true, Woodbury. It's connecting people all over the world. I love that too. And thanks to worldwide education, we even can talk in a language that we all understand. What makes it even better? And it should be which makes it even better. Sorry. The grammar brain of mine is focused on the mini still. Okay, yeah. Not that Star Warsy at all, I think. But yeah. I think your friends know by now too. Yeah, it can be difficult. I mean, there are emperors everywhere in those genres. Okay, I'm coming closer to finishing the red finally. I'm already painting the main armor plate. Or I'm almost done with it, actually. My stomach is yelling at me. My cat wants some pets again. Stop the licking. Ringa. Yeah, I have the best cat in the world. He can't decide where to go. Either he stays in the back of the camera, or he comes on my lap. At least he's not shy. Maybe I should remove one part of the headset at least. Otherwise I'm screaming at the mic. Yeah, the thing is, they don't understand 40k as long as they don't start reading anything about the lore. When they start reading the lore, they start loving it. At least that's what I experienced with my friends and family. My brother wasn't interested at all. Then he read one of the books, and well, now he's all in for about 7 years or something like that. We can blame GW for that, definitely, but even they saw the problem was people weren't getting into the hobby because of yeah, one thing is gatekeepers, the other thing is they didn't know what it is. And tabletop gaming, whatever, most people say, okay, I hear about that, that's playing on a table or something like that. So Games Workshop started a new campaign with bringing the game or the hobby to the people. And for example, with Warhammer TV, or now with media and stuff like that, like the series they are doing. I'll be reading your comments soon. Give me a second. Pisley Bard again. Okay. You're very, very welcome, Red. I like to hear that, really. And I hoped you or somebody would enjoy it. I mean, at least it's only me talking some shit and answering questions or comments here, painting a mini. So yeah, like I said, the community is big. The community is pretty tolerant, and you can find one guy specialized to almost every army on YouTube, I guess. So yeah, be my guest, I guess. Okay, the fiddly parts, sorry, are done, and now I'm coming to the hardest part again. So the top of the armor. I already thinned down my orange to paint sharp edges. And after this top part, the red is done and I finally can eat. And I'll add some more songs to the playlist for the next stream. It's starting to annoy me. Sorry for having a weird hand position at the moment, but I don't want to paint with shaking hands. I'll go back to a normal position soon. Yeah, the spraying is a problem with humidity, that's true. I mean, at least you can try to spray paint the base coat of black. It shouldn't be a problem because you're painting over those foggy parts. Damn it. That brush doesn't work like I want it to. Yeah, here in Switzerland we have -1 degree Celsius. Pretty damn cold. Not the best temperatures for painting or for spraying too. Come on. Okay. I really hate this part of the armor. I mean, spraying the closet always works, but you have to get some fresh air in there. And hopefully there are no clothes in the closet. And you should be wearing something like a mask or a filter mask, because those colors are not that healthy for your lungs. I fucked up, damn it. And again, correction time. I can live with that. Do not move, cat. Okay, last 2 stripes. Oh no, I have to paint this piece here too, sorry. What am I doing? Okay, saved. Okay. So the red is done. Oh, the red is not done. I forgot one stripe there. The red is almost done. Didn't highlight the USB plug there. Like that. I don't do the icon myself. I bought it. There is a shop on eBay selling Flash Terror shoulder pads and other shoulder pads too. That means he has a 3D printer and he prints on resin. And that means I didn't say that, of course, because that's not exactly legal. But he sells those pieces for almost no money at all. So I think 10 shoulder pads are about £1.5 or something like that. Yeah, that's where I buy my Flesh Terrace pads. Next step is to remove the original shoulder pads and glue my shoulder pads on, and that's it. Okay, now the red is done. I'll just give the camera its autofocus again so I can show you. Now I might need something to hold in the background. Let's go for... Let's go for that. Yeah, should work. Come on, focus. Stupid camera. Does it? It doesn't. Now it does. Okay, so that's what the Terminator looks now. With the red done, the edges are now highlighted in terms of the red, of course. See the scratches on his legs. And that's where I'll end the video. I'll be eating something, and then I'll start another stream painting the black. Kind of my big streaming day today, I guess. The one print you missed out. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I even can get in some donation operation thing for my YouTube then. I'll read about that while eating. So thanks for tuning in. See you next time, maybe. Or you tune in about an hour or 1.5 hours when I'm back painting the black. So have a nice day. Goodbye.